I was born in the hood when I was little. I really was. Believe it or not. Bitch, this is how I wipe my motherfucking ass with my motherfucking ass, bitch. One day I'm gonna be a millionaire. One day I'm gonna be rich. One day I'm gonna be famous. If I took the test and they said I'm black, that means I have the right to tell y'all that I'm black.
So ethnically, what do you identify as?
We are human.
Okay.
The difference between my old personality and me now is that I'm mature and I'm more into Jesus.
Victoria Rose Waldrip, better known online as Woah Vicky, or the white girl who claims that she is black, has consistently ignited public outrage and ridden the wave of viral fame in one of the most fascinating social media journeys that I've seen to date. According to Vicky, she first went viral for the way that she talks, with people accusing her of faking her Zone 6 Atlanta accent to sound like she grew up in the hood, despite actually growing up fairly well off in Cobb County. But her accent, whether real or fake, was just the tip of the iceberg of things that people had a problem with. In reality, what she's been called out for is constant cultural appropriation, calling herself black for attention, and using the N-word. She claims that the reason that she dresses and speaks in the way that she does is because despite her appearance, she's actually mixed race. In a viral tweet, she claimed that she took an ancestry test and it came back saying that she was 44% African despite her two white parents.
I took the test and they said I'm black. That means I have the right to tell y'all that I'm black because I took the test and the results came back and they said I have a percentage of black in me. I'm not fully black. I never said I was fully black. I'm black, which means I have black in me. And just because I don't look black, that don't mean that I'm not black, you feel me? Because if you sitting there judging me by the way I look, that's like make you racist.
But sure enough, everybody was talking about her, and the more offensive she was, the more attention, followers, and money she gained. And so she decided to make a career out of it and do everything she could to keep up the persona and stay relevant. Since then, her career has gone from controversy to controversy, from starting fights with fellow internet stars, appearing on reality TV, attempting a rap career, starting an OnlyFans, and then somehow finding God and reinventing herself as a reformed person who has given her life to Jesus. It's your Uncle Herman here. I am still the most alpha male in the room, and let's get into the twisted tale of Woah Vicky. But before we dive deep, are you guys aware of how many companies and individuals online know literally everything about you? Did you know that every scam phone call you get is probably because your number and personal details have been leaked online? Because it's worrying, and if you are on the internet, there's nothing you can do to protect yourself from it unless you download Aura. I am so glad to be partnering again with Aura to help you guys stay safe online. If you're with AT&T, did you know that nearly all of your texts and calls have been exposed in a data breach? And you might be one of over 70 million of their users whose social security numbers have ended up on the dark web. Or even if you're not with AT&T, anyone who is that has called or texted you might have had your call and text logs leaked. This is why you guys need Aura. They will alert you if they find that your phone number or any other sensitive information has been compromised. Aura really is a one-stop shop for online safety, and it keeps your name and details out of the hands of hackers and protects you from data breaches. So click the link in my description to head to aura.com/Uncle Herman to get a 14-day free trial and see if any of your data has been exposed. I truly am so happy to be partnering with these guys again. They're genuinely really great, and thank you again to Aura for sponsoring this video. So Vicky first gained attention on Instagram in 2017. Her early content was a mix of Lil Tay-X posts and videos where she flaunted money, properties, and cars that she didn't have and pretended that she was rich. And right from the start, she had the intention of going viral.
I used to tell myself every day I'm gonna be a millionaire, and look at me now, y'all broke ass motherfuckers still hating on me.
She said that her friends told her to start using the N-word in videos to gain traction, and sure enough, it worked. People started talking about her, reposting her, and obviously this then came with huge backlash. So what do you do when you're a 17-year-old and you're getting attention and backlash for saying the N-word online? You pretend that you're mixed race.
And then I think they told me like, say the word in one of the videos, it'll go viral. So I think I said that in one of the videos, and then everybody was like, you know, getting mad at me, oh, she's racist, she's racist. And they told me, just tell them you're black, tell them you're mixed.
And so she posted the screenshot on Twitter claiming that she had taken this DNA ancestry test and that it had come back saying that she was 44% black despite having two white parents, and therefore she can say the N-word, adopt black culture, black hairstyles, and at this point she went mega viral for her claims.
I have the right to say that I'm black because I'm like ancestor. All I know is I took the test and they said I was black. well, they said I didn't say I was black, but they said I had black in me. So, you know what I mean? But like, I don't know, because I guess a lot of y'all took it the wrong way, and like this is how I act, this is how I talk, like all that stuff, that's how I act, like that's my everyday, like if you know me in person, that's me, like that's how I've been acting.
At this time, she was also in a relationship, which she has now revealed was staged for social media, with another Instagrammer who went by the name Virgin JJ, and the pair would appear on Instagram and YouTube together, and JJ would massively help her career by defending Vicky and saying that her accent and her claims were authentic.
People say she's not black, but like at the end of the day, she took an ancestry test and her results came in. Like, results don't lie.
I've been talking like this forever, like this is just my voice.
That's actually like really like how she talks.
Vicky spoke about JJ's influence on her fame on the We in Miami podcast, claiming that he had watched her saying the N-word on Instagram Live before they even knew each other and got in touch to encourage her to keep using the slur to gain more followers.
One day I had like 16K and they just like they seen me on live and I had like 10 viewers and I was just talking the way I was like 16, 17. I was just talking the way I talk, and I think I said N-I-G-G-A. I said that on live. And then the little sister's family, she's like, this like around the time to catch me outside, girl was going viral, and she told her brother like, yo, this white girl is wild. Like she could go famous. Like she lit. Like they know they're like geniuses.
Yeah,
like,
marketing and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? And then probably JJ was like, let's do a video type stuff. And then like I was like his girlfriend, and then like I was and just talking the way I talk, and then I said the N-word in one of the videos, and then because they was like say that because they would go viral type stuff.
Right, yeah.
And then it was helping him too, because like he was trying to get his followers up, and I was like his girlfriend that was like white and crazy and
but it was just staged, like it wasn't really your boyfriend.
No. And then,
essentially, Woah Vicky built a career off rage bait before rage bait was even in the internet vernacular. She knew that people hated what she was doing, but the point was that they were watching it, they were sharing it, and they were talking about it, and most importantly, she was making huge amounts of money off of it. She knew she wasn't half black, she knew why people were calling her racist, but she kept pretending to be a delusional white girl to stay relevant and grow her audience. She was basically pulling off a hugely successful publicity stunt.
This was the day I found out I was black. Like my whole entire life, my mom kept telling me, you're white. I never believed her because I knew I was black, but July 19th, I did some history. I went on Ancestry.com and I found out I'm 25% black. And this whole time I knew it. I knew I was a black girl.
In 2018, Woah Vicky's Instagram account gained millions of followers almost overnight when YouTube personality Rice Gum called her out on his channel in a video called This Girl Must Be Stopped. The video got millions of views, and ironically, even though he was calling her out for saying the N-word and even says this,
who is giving this girl a career?
Unfortunately, it was him that basically started her mainstream career. After Rice Gum's video reacting to her, Vicky's follower count spiked, gaining over 100,000 Instagram followers in less than a month. And she kept the feud going as long as she could as she gained more and more attention from it. She created a diss track about Rice Gum, but rather than coming for him in any real way, she ended up being super racist against him.
Ching chong, bitch. Meow, 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 meow.
And this got her even more attention and even more clicks. Now, Rice Gum is a controversial figure in his own right who has done and said his own share of controversial things, but I don't think anyone deserves to be subjected to racial abuse. His Instagram and YouTube comments were flooded with people quoting the line from the diss track for weeks. It really somehow encouraged people to be racist towards him and put Woah Vicky on the social media map for good. And also, a lot of people really didn't like Rice Gum, so weirdly, many people were thoroughly entertained by Woah Vicky dissing him with a sort of equally cringe diss track. Vicky then posted a half-assed apology video saying that she wasn't trying to be racist as she was just dissing him and not his race, and even went as far as to say that she was just retaliating his racist remarks towards her and that she actually used to think that she was Asian.
Please don't take offense because it's only to Rice Gum because he was being racist towards me, and it's only towards him. And like actually, just to let y'all know, like when I was younger, I used to think I was Asian, but my mom told me I wasn't, because I used to like tell people I wasn't. She was like, no, you're not. And I actually got really sad, but I actually really love Asians, and I actually really find Asian guys attractive.
I mean, come on. Her go-to excuse whenever she gets called out for being racist to a group of people is to say that she actually is, or at least thought she was, part of that group. She may have been 17, but I think she knew exactly what she was doing. She knew that the more stupid things she spewed about thinking she was a different race, the more attention she would get. And engaging in this back and forth with such a huge creator was a whole month of non-stop publicity for Vicky. It didn't matter that people were calling her racist. She was gaining hundreds and thousands of followers, and the more people that were outraged by her, the more money she made from it, and from here she built her brand. But off of social media, we can see her personality shift, and there's a really interesting interview in 2018 with Hollywood Unlocked where you can see how uncomfortable she is addressing her racism when she is in a room with adult people of color who actually have some questions.
Did you go to Ancestry.com and find out you were black?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
You forgot?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, so how do you forget going to Ancestry.com and discovering you were black? Because there was also a black woman you had on your Instagram you said was your grandma.
That was probably my, I consider her my grandma.
This interview even caused a member of the team to walk out when she refused to talk about her use of the word.
So you've used the word nigga before, right?
Huh?
You've used the word nigga before.
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, but this is an uncensored show where people are going to be saying, ask her why she felt it was okay to use the word nigga. And I think part of redemption is being honest and going through the fire, right? So I don't see it as we're going to judge you. I would not have you here if I judged you. When I met you and brought you to Wild 'N Out, it was because I felt like you're brilliant at what you do. Mm-hmm. But part of redemption is owning what you've done. Mm-hmm. But if you're uncomfortable doing that, we can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Excuse me? You're not an active participant in the interview, so we're either going to not have you talk, leave the room, and let me finish, or y'all can leave. But don't nobody tell me how to do it. You can leave, absolutely.
In this game, attention is currency, and as much as I hate to say it, Woah Vicky is great at what she does. And what she does is constant publicity stunts that keep her controversial, keep people talking about her, and keep them coming back to her. And she monetizes every minute of it. She said herself that she thinks Kanye West is a marketing genius, and I mean, could you think of a more apt comparison? Although I'm not sure it comes from the same place. In acknowledging this, it tells me that Vicky knows that doing controversial things can bump your career and build a brand, to the point where you become known just for your contentious stance. As long as you're cool with a lot of people disliking you, at least you're famous.
The only challenge, and I think this is where a lot of people mess up, you have to know how to market yourself and your music and marketing strategies. Kanye West, he's a marketing genius. And I feel like I'm smart in that area too.
So let's talk about the stunts that got her to nearly 4 million Instagram followers and over 9 million TikTok followers. Though she secured her place in the social media hall of infamy with her Rice Gum diss track, Woah Vicky already made headlines earlier that year in 2018 when she got arrested for trespassing and assaulting a law enforcement officer in a North Carolina mall. She claimed that she had been arrested because the cops are racist towards her and that she had been racially profiled. And she posted her mugshot on Twitter with the hashtag #FreeVicky, which people lapped up.
Can't help me. 12, that's racist.
Stop us.
Black
You
lives
can't
matter.
stop us. Black lives matter, nigga.
12.
Lives
Y'all-
matter.
Yeah.
Black
y'all
lives
think y'all can
matter.
do whatever y'all want.
Black
I'ma
lives
sue y'all
matter.
ass. Because y'all can't be doing all that. Y'all can't be doing all that.
And yes, cops are racist, but crucially, not towards Woah Vicky, because as much as she loves to blackfish, it's pretty obvious that she's a white girl, which I'm sure she knows is the case, but it got people talking nonetheless. Vicky's next spike in followers came about when she decided to start beef with Danielle Bregoli, aka Bad Baby, aka the Cash Me Outside girl.
Catch me outside. How about that?
So basically, these two decided one day to start fighting, and they went back and forth on social media, on live streams, and even got into several small physical fights. But with the vibe of like two Sims performing half-assed mean interactions to each other, there seemed to be no real basis to their arguments, with both of them just using as many slurs and expletives as they could to get attention and boost their followings, and it worked. Every time they were caught in a physical or online fight, people were reposting it, laughing about it, and it honestly boosted both of their public profiles. Vicky would later explain that it was all staged and that they actually had no real beef. And this trend would continue, with Vicky trying to start beef with major rappers to gain attention from their followings. She started by coming for Snoop Dogg.
New
Fuck
way.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Fuck Snoop Dogg.
Listen, bitch.
Lil Horn.
And DJ Drama. And
DJ
fuck
Drama.
you,
DJ Drama.
Fuck
Hey,
DJ
I'm in your
Drama,
city,
too.
nigga.
y'all
Hey, DJ Drama, I'm in your
pussy
city,
ass
bitch.
shit.
Snoop Dogg ended up actually responding to her by calling her a white bitch, which prompted an apology from Vicky.
You funky dog-head white bitch. I can't believe you said something about me. I'm gonna leave it alone though, because you don't know no better. And them goofball ass you got with you, they don't know no better either. That's why I'm in the gym, so I can fuck one of y'all up on sight.
I just want to apologize if I ever offended anybody. You know what I'm saying? All this fame shit new to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. I didn't understand until now how much my voice really can affect people and offend people and impact their life. And I just want to say, I really do apologize. I didn't mean to start nothing. I didn't mean to, you know what I'm saying? Disrespect anybody.
And though I'm sure he didn't mean it to, in responding to Vicky, Snoop Dogg did wonders for her follower count, and so she decided to continue the pattern, this time coming for Lil Nas X. But this time, the accusation was much more weighted. She basically accused him of pretending to be gay for clout in the industry, and claims that she knows people that knew him in high school and that he was straight in high school.
I wanted to say this about Lil Nas X. I got a few friends that went to school with him, and they said he was never gay.
Are you serious?
So I know for a fact, what he doing is because they told him, you gotta do this now if you want.
So you feel like he not really gay?
I feel like ain't nobody really gay. In Jesus' name, amen. It's getting popularity, getting you money, getting you views. So it's selling yourself. You do this, you going with whoop. The industry, it's you have to do certain things to get that. So I believe he had to do certain things to get where he's going. And the certain things is you got to do this and lead people this way and lead people that way.
I want to say that this is horrifically homophobic because it is, but at the same time, I feel like she knows exactly what it is and she will literally say anything for attention. So I almost don't want to entertain the idea by taking it seriously. Lil Nas simply replied by quote tweeting her saying, "Who gives a fuck?" which I respect, honestly. And I also think that part of her motivation for calling these famous rappers out was to pivot her image into music discourse and try and reinvent herself as a serious rapper rather than an Instagrammer who is famous for saying the N-word and getting into fights with other Instagram stars. The first few songs that she released were clearly sort of jokes to stir up controversy and put her name out there, but recently she seems to have actually been trying to establish herself as a real musician. And though she is getting much less attention for it, people who are watching it and listening to it seem to be kind of enjoying it. I mean, each to their own, I guess. And so now we get to the most interesting part of the Woah Vicky journey, for me anyway, and that is seeing her start to regret her actions and realizing that a lot of people actively do not like her and believe her to be very racist. I think before she saw it as a joke and labeled these people as haters, but we can see in her more laid-back interviews that there is a slight pang of regret there.
Nah, I don't care, but at the same time, I don't want the whole world hating me, you feel me?
So then we see this turn in Vicky's content as she goes through a religious reinvention, stops posting as many videos about her race, stops claiming to be black, and we kind of see her real-world views come out. In November 2022, 4 years after Vicky's height of fame, Vicky posted a video on her channel titled Woah Vicky's Testimony, where she appears much more dressed down than usual and talks about her journey to religion. She starts by slating her parents, saying that they're both alcoholics and how their impact on her has made her realize that she doesn't want to be like them, and so she has turned to religion.
For instance, look at my mom, she was alcoholic her whole life, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm saying she probably didn't even know better. I'm sure she didn't even know about having sex before marriage and stuff like that, because she never really was in the church. But when you look at it and you see how their life turned out, it's oh. Then I see my dad's life, you know what I'm saying? He old and is chasing women and drinking every day. And I ain't trying to live like that, but I'm trying to be married, settle down, kids, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be jumping from man to man, you know what I'm saying? No, nah, heck no,
She posted a similar rambly testimony video on her TikTok where she goes into more depth about what she experienced in her childhood, and it seems to be very traumatic to say the least. She talks about how when her mother was pregnant with her, she tried to get the pregnancy terminated, but was too far along.
She got pregnant, found out she pregnant, came back 3-4 months later after they broke up, tell him I'm pregnant. By the time she found out she was pregnant, she was already 4 months. He told her going to get an abortion. She went to go get one, but she was already too many. She went to go see what was up with it, but she was already too far along where they would have had to do something that was really kind of bad, and she was it was really kind of murder. So she didn't get one. So my dad paid for her and me a house to live in, but I wasn't even living there half the time. I was living with some other dude who I thought was my real dad till I was 6.
I mean, to know that your mother didn't want to have you and hearing that story is crazy. And honestly, the more she talks about her childhood, the more I do feel for her. I never thought I would say that about Woah Vicky, but I can see why she was the wild child that she was and what has now attracted her to this religious purity lifestyle, considering her upbringing. And this idea of being strict, following rules and disciplining yourself so that you don't end up like your parents is very common. And though I don't agree with it, many people do, and her comments these days are flooded with messages of positivity and love towards her for choosing the right path and finding religion. However, this awakening and more muted personality is still not completely free from controversy. Though it's not being talked about so much, she is slipping in some pretty harmful ideas into her content. I think that previously Woah Vicky has been homophobic and racist on purpose for views because she knew it would make her go viral, and she has largely stopped doing that. She no longer posts videos shouting, using the N-word, and threatening people like she used to. But now she has gone the religious route, and we are seeing the real views that she seems to hold in her heart and that she is preaching to others.
So that's why when somebody has sex with all these different people, after a certain point they start to turn GAY and they start smashing TRANNYS because the flesh is never satisfied. So it's like, what's next? You know, they already done it with the other things so many different times. They're like, what's next? What's next? I want more.
There's this really interesting video on her channel from a year ago. It's a horrible quality iPhone video where you can barely hear what she's saying, and it shows Vicky at a high school addressing a class of girls who have seemingly just finished gym. God knows why she's qualified to come in and give them advice, but anyway, some of these kids know who she is from social media, and they're very curious about her and have a lot of questions about her videos, about religion, and about what she thinks is right. And for the most part, her answers promote trusting God, abstinence and saving yourself for marriage, and forgiveness for your sins. But then one of the kids asks if it's bad to be gay, and she says this.
We can't judge, but I know that a lot of people, right, turn gay or whatever because in their childhood they got touched on and they got, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. And it's like, you know, people deal with stuff and...
She then goes on to praise Jeffrey Dahmer for repenting and giving his life to God in prison.
So if somebody go kill somebody right now and they truly repent, and change their ways and say, God, I want to come, you don't want to be like this no more, God gonna take them in, like God is always like this. That's why I seen that Jeffrey Dahmer show. I thought that really touched it really touched me. When he was in prison, he gave his life to God. Because it's like that show, like it don't matter what you done did, and God really uses the people that you would never expect.
I had to do a double take there. And she really has doubled down on these homophobic takes on TikTok as well.
I do not agree with same-sex marriage. I do not agree with being gay. Actually, I believe nobody is actually gay. Like, it's just the devil putting stuff in your mind, and they trying to make that stuff seem like it's acceptable and cool, but it's not, because God's purpose for us is to be fruitful and multiply. If everybody turns gay, what's gonna happen? We all gonna die.
She is also now a Trump supporter, which kind of doesn't come as a surprise, and though the views that she's getting is way less than what she used to, she's still on the map and seems to have attracted a lot of Christian Republicans to her page, thanking her for spreading the word of God and congratulating her on her journey. So with this whole rebrand and trying to take accountability for her sins, the sin that she talks about most is her past of sex before marriage. What she doesn't address is the blackfishing, the racism, you know, the stuff that people were actually mad at her for, because her new Christian Republican following doesn't really seem to care about that. She has never really taken accountability for it, and she knows what she's done is unforgivable for a lot of people, but I guess since she hasn't been in the mainstream commentary and criticism social media circle for a while, she seems to have just decided to leave it in the past. In recent years, she clearly has tried to dial it back with her use of slurs and claiming that she's black, but watching her in interviews that she's given in the past year or two, there's a clear discomfort and lack of accountability still, and she still does seem to think that her use of the N-word was okay. In this interview with Sophia Franklin in March of last year, she basically tries to justify her use of the word by saying that when she went to Egypt, she saw lighter-skinned Egyptian people using that word.
Because I just got back from Egypt, right? Mm-hmm. And in Egypt, they have people of all colors. My color, your color, her color, his color, right? Mm-hmm. But they all consider themselves Egyptians. They don't say, oh, I'm white, he black, she black. They don't say none of that.
Right.
They just call themselves all Egyptians, and they actually use that word out there to greet each other.
Egyptians?
The word, the N-word.
Oh, the N-word.
They use that word.
Okay. So when...
And it was funny because, like, the Egyptians that was, like, my color was, like, saying that word.
And out there, like, wasn't seen as a negative thing.
No, it's no problem.
Interesting.
It's so clear that she is still justifying her use of the word to herself. Though she has now admitted that she did the whole pretending to be black thing for fame and money, she's acting now a lot more virtuous than she is. So career-wise, since graduating from her rage bait Instagram videos, she now mostly posts on TikTok, partnering and promoting fashion brands. She's also said that she makes a lot of money from OnlyFans, but insists that she never posted nude photos on there and instead does things like feet pics. But the money that she claims to be making is unbelievable.
Really, OnlyFans. I'm making a lot of money on there. And no, I don't post naked pictures.
What would people find on your OnlyFans?
Feet pictures, videos of me saying, hey, what's up, y'all? And just selfies and like pictures that, yeah, like pictures of my outfits.
What's the biggest OnlyFans check you've seen so far?
Like 300K.
In 1 month?
Yeah.
I guess no matter where you are or how controversial your views are, there will always be people on the internet willing to pay for pictures of your feet. How inspiring. She also had a brief stint on reality TV on the show Baddies East, which is a show where people are basically put against each other and encouraged to have fights in public. The people on it are all self-proclaimed baddies, and Vicky was one of the only white people on the show. She also came into it saying that she wasn't a baddie anymore and instead was a woman of God and wanted to promote her message on the show.
What's up, y'all? My name's Victoria, but you probably know me as Woah Vicky. I'm not a baddie, I'm a woman of God.
She ended up getting into a physical altercation with Krishan Rock, which resulted in her leaving the show and filing a lawsuit against Krishan, who she claims attacked her. I think that Woah Vicky's story is a testament to the power of rage bait. As long as you're willing to be hated online, you can make millions off of simply being a controversial figure, and eventually you will reach a following of people who either agree with your take or don't care enough about them. Vicky has used outrage as a tool to build a fairly long-spanning career for social media. I mean, she's been around for about 6 or 7 years, which is much longer than I think any of us anticipated when we first saw her, and I think that her legacy will always be entwined with the provocations that brought her fame. I think now that she's made her millions, she's either going to fade into the background or pull another stunt in the near future to try and provoke outrage. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I have been your ultimate alpha, Uncle Herman, and thank you again to Aura for sponsoring this video.